Hi everyone! Well, autumn definitely showed up. It's been raining for days and I'm now hiding in the Rhino greenhouse so I can sow some seeds for next year. I love having a greenhouse all year round, but especially at this time of year, because when it does get a little bit cold outside and rainy, but you can escape to the greenhouse and still potter and do some gardening tasks, it feels a little bit like you're cheating Mother Nature. So at this time of year, I'm mulching my borders, a good heavy mulch. I garden no dig, so once a year it's completely covered all of the cultivated beds in a well-rotted organic matter. I'm also raking up all the leaves. I've got some beautiful trees behind me. The leaves fall, that's nature's way of replenishing the soil. But if you rake them up, you can bag them up and then you can use them as leaf mulch. Put them in a bag, make sure they've got some air holes, put them out of the way in a little bit of a sheltered spot. It will break down and then you have lovely mulch that you can use in your beds and borders and around your plants. On a dry day, perhaps collect some seeds, so seeds of things like nigella, cosmos, zinnias, all kinds of things that are growing in the garden that you can collect seeds for, keep them in a cool, dry place over the winter period, and then you're ready to sow again next year. Now I leave a load of things on my allotment to go to seed, and I leave them, especially perennials, over winter. Not only does that give your garden or your allotment some winter interest, but it really does provide homes and food and shelter for insects and other wildlife. And we've had some really concerning news about pollinators this year. The Bumblebee Conservation Trust released their research to show that this year has been the worst year on record for bumblebees. So I'm putting my hat on, getting outside in the rain, and I'm going to show you some ways that we can help to encourage bumblebees into the garden. So make sure that your garden has plenty of plants for pollinators. And single flowering plants means it's much easier for the bee to be able to see that lovely middle with all the nectar in and come along and enjoy themselves and have a feast. So these flowers were calendula, cosmos, and of course sunflowers that bees absolutely love. Also look at plants that have lots of flowers on. So this is an allium. This is a seed head that I've saved, but these have hundreds of flowers on. So lots of nectar for the bees. Bees also need water, so I have this little wildlife pond as well. Of course, that encourages biodiversity overall. And I plant loads of herbs. So I've got lavender, marjoram, oregano. I let my mint go to flower, thyme, chamomile, you name it. This patch here is usually buzzing with bees. If you leave a few small piles of soil or where you've weeded and just leave a pile behind, queen bees will actually nest in this over winter time. So you're providing a home for bees as well. It's really important to make sure that you have something for bees all year round, because there are actually some bees that will be about even in the colder months of the year. So at this time of year, having plenty of sedum is perfect. You can also create insect hotels and bee homes by using bamboo canes or lots of different materials. This is made for me by a friend and I love it. You can also buy bee bricks as well, so you can have solitary bees hibernating in there over winter, and not forgetting leaving piles of twigs and wood and stems and bamboo is perfect. So whilst there are lots of jobs to be doing at this time of year, there's plenty you can do in the greenhouse, such as sowing the seeds I was talking about, giving it a good clean, bringing in your tender plants to keep them under cover for the colder months ahead. But most of all, how about trying to plan your garden around wildlife and thinking about all the things that you're going to sow to help bumblebees get over winter and spring back to life next year. Happy autumn gardening!